Okay, welcome back to an unconquered film session. We're going to go through the Pitt game. I'm not sure how much I'm going to get through this game, but we'll try to be judicious with our use of time. So I'm going to see right up front FSU trying to use Pitt's aggression against them with a screen that breaks nicely here. Actually, the screen game has really started to blossom the last couple weeks. Really felt like screens were very out of sync early in the season, and now they're starting to really hit. This is nice, and this is a nice one. They haven't run this version a bunch, and one of the nice things about this is you can see they're working a pull here, which is designed to try to get that, and so you're trying to get that backer to go with the pull just long enough to be able to get that angle. You get the slot here. You get these guys coming upfield, screaming upfield like Pitt likes to do, and all of a sudden you've got great angles. It's a really good opening call. I like this a lot. This could have hit for even more, but Pitt did a good job right here. This backside safety coming inside out managed to slip, and I think, I just don't think I don't think Smith ever really saw him. But if you get a body on him here, this goes for a long way. I mean, that could have hit another 15, 20 yards, if not more. 7 feet of wide receivers there. And it wasn't just them. I mean, they didn't have Deuce Spann. They didn't have Hakeem. They were pretty short this week. So reduced splits here. They like doing this. And a very similar kind of thing, doing some misdirection here. They're trying to get a little almost false key here. They're going to try to get him to scrape across, see how he works and matches with the guard. All that designed to get the slip out here along with a layered route back here. Really trying to use Pitt's aggression against them in the early going. It's good patience by Travis there. Okay, 1st and 10 here. Now they're going with that 2x2 stacks look. It's a nice look to get to see what the defense is going to do to try to match up. You're going to get a chance to see whether or not they really want to keep that box heavy right in here. Do they want to keep the extra guy in the box? Where's this apex guy going to be? Are they going to try to favor out here? Are they going to try to favor out here? Or are they going to just widen the safeties and try to keep those guys in the box? Pitt's normally going to try to keep at least one of them in the box, and this guy's going to apex. So you've got some friendly looks out here to potentially get some things. This is not my favorite look there, but you can see they're coming downhill hard out of this. Pitt loves to run blitz. And this is just counter. Pretty good from Emmanuel there. Let's see. So we've got work down. That's pretty good. Work here. That's not bad. Oh, I think he just missed the lane. If he's able... Oh, okay. No, that's... Bless just came off his block here. Is that Bless? No, that's not Bless. That is Washington here. So Washington here is coming down on that. If he hits this and stays on it just a little longer, right there, that's a nice shed by Pitt's defensive tackle there. If Washington is able to hold on to that just a split second longer, this hits real nice. Instead, he gets there, and now that's going to try to turn back inside. He's got his hands on it, just squirts on him, and you get the first turnover. Frustrating. Here, it's just a good play by defender. I mean, he's holding it. He just lost it. Can't get on him for not having two hands on the ball, but can still get on him for not going to the ground with it. All right, so 3rd and 10 here, and you can see Florida State really doesn't respect their passing game a whole lot here on 3rd and 10. They are happy to leave guys on an island out here. They're in position for, rotate to single safety, have him come down. Kind of expecting with his positioning, they're in man free, and if I see this as a quarterback, I'm expecting that this is a real blitz, and that he's going to be one-on-one with my back. He's going to be one-on-one with my back. He's coming. He's got one-on-one here. So if anything, I'm trying to slip that, something like that. And that's what you get. Nice little, what they're doing is they're trying to loop, and they're trying to get verse here up the middle there. That's pretty good from their back managing to stay in there. So once this comes across, that just gets passed off to here, and then he becomes a robber because the back stays in. It's really nice actually by who is that? By carrying that across. That's that is that 4? Yeah, that's 4. It's a really nice job there by the Florida State coverage all the way across. So now you get terrible field position. Just, trying to get it out to here. First down, did a good job of that. I think they ran Travis on that first one. So now you're going with quads to the field. So that means you've got an ineligible here somewhere. Let's see. So here's your ineligible. And they're already working that out. So he's got him. They're going to ignore him. That means you're expecting this to be a run. And the reason he's coming out like this, he can't cross the line of scrimmage. So if this is going to be a pass play, all he's trying to do is draw him over. And this is an RPO. Got a chance here, actually. But because he's in this is your adjuster here, essentially. Because he's coming across, Travis makes the right call, hands it off. Nice run by Benson there. What is that? And it's just a split, just basically a zone here. Yep, just zone. Nice job by Biscuit on the block there on the edge. Allows that to hit. Once again, ineligible receiver here, covered up. Although, it does not look like this looks like an illegal formation to me. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's supposed to be on the line. This is an illegal formation. Did they call this? They didn't. That's an illegal formation the whole way. He's got to be on the line of scrimmage. Yeah, they got a break there. Now, the interesting thing that I hadn't noticed before is by getting so deep here, he actually can take a lateral. So he may not be an eligible receiver, but he's actually eligible for this lateral here, even though he was lined up covered. So that becomes an interesting thing. They actually have to kind of honor that for a second, and that's what allows this seam to hit. It's a nice throw. And this is an RPO. It's the same play, actually, as the prior. But you notice that this time you've got a guy staying here. Your adjuster is staying. He's the one you're keying. If his shoulders stay square, you're hitting this behind him the whole way because he can't get there. Nice read by Travis. And what I mean by adjuster is the conflict player. Adjuster is Norvell's terminology for conflict player on offense. You read the adjuster. If he adjusts one way, then you take if he sinks, then you take the run, because that run is coming right into that. He's your run fill right here. So if he's going to stay up, you just hit this right behind it. This is a nice little RPO. Good catch, too, because that was interference. Okay, this time, not an illegal formation because you got an eligible here. They're going nub to the boundary. And this is something that at this time of year, you start seeing Norvell do a good bit more. And against teams that like to crowd the line of scrimmage, he does like to do this sort of thing, especially depending on how they match to the boundary. So matching to the boundary, they're here. They got those 3 and 4 against your 3 here, and then your 4th. You can get one-on-ones on the boundary a bunch. They're just going to need help from that safety. And if you run your quarterback a little bit, you're going to have some numbers here with those looks. Honestly, I think he reads the wrong side of the field here, 3rd and 6. But it's good completion. I would have thought against this look that this is probably your best bet, but he likes the slant side, and he kind of has his option here. He can go either side, and this is their usual quarters. They're just going to bail out to here. So as soon as he comes outside, he's just going to hit him inside. That's nice. It's a good throw. Did he get full extension on this? Not quite, but not bad. Okay, here we go. So Pitt really pressing the line of scrimmage here again, a nub formation. This time nub to the field, which you're not going to see a bunch of. Orbit motion here, nub to the field, and they are a formation team, so they're not going to favor the field side here with their personnel. So a formation-based defense is going to match more to formation. So they're going to come here, going to shift over, and they're going to try essentially to hit this to the boundary. I'm not sure why you would call that to the boundary against Pitt in this alignment. I think this has got to come back to this side. I think this has got to check. Should check back here. Because they often will pair counter with something else that they check to. I'd need to look at the rules again. It's been a while. But, yeah, I'm a little surprised that they ran that into the one technique to the boundary where you've got that extra box defender. Once again, they're really coming hard. As soon as the center pulls here, you're getting right through the A gap, and this becomes really difficult for the front side because you're trying to block here, and then he sees, oh shoot, I've got to get a piece of him, and it just kind of gets messy. And this is the second time. I think really the big problem here is this has got to go here. You're trying to get this up, but because he disappears and comes here, that's got to come here. And so Washington has to stay on this block. There has to be a little communication there so that the guard can come off and take the backer. Because the way this is designed is you're supposed to combo up to the backer. But if the backer disappears, then he's not comboing up to anything. He's going to actually have to take the backer, which is what happens. And then if both of them let this guy go, well, that's a problem. And that's what happens. See, right there. He lets him go. He lets him go to get to the backside. And now you've got a fill right there and everything gets clogged up. So it's just a factor of Pitt being really aggressive on those pulls. All right. Pitt bringing pressure again on 2nd and 11. So they're gonna play quarters behind it. Not a lot of teams play a lot of quarters with blitz stuff in front of it, but they do. Florida State picked this up okay. Actually did a decent job on the whole on the offensive line. Because I mean, with those blitzers, you have to kind of get a little piece of him just to make sure the quarterback has enough time to get this screen off. And this is, boy, that's really nice from Jordan Travis. Nice location. And this is another nice screen. So they're trying to get him over this way. They're trying to pull him with them a little bit. Not going to happen because of their quarters. So now you just got to get one block here. And if you can get one block, and Travis does a great job of pulling him back to the hash. And there goes Hill. He really does look good sometimes. Really, really good job on that block by the left guard there, by Roddick. So they've been working this same series the whole way here. A little bit of motion. This time, again, orbit motion. And this time, instead of just motioning it that way and maybe coming back to the boundary, this becomes, what is this? This is buck sweep. It just becomes a sweep here. Could have been a little better blocked here. Like what you'd like to see is him get the hook here, so turn him in. Could have been a little better blocked there. Gets pushed back a little bit, which keeps the running back's track a little too deep. And then a little bit more here. And beyond that, yeah, let's see. Yeah, it could have been a lot better blocked right here. This has got to be better. That right there, oof, that's brutal. You get a piece right here, and you get a little better block here, and this probably scores or gets close. It's at least getting the first down. But Pitt does a good job getting off blocks here. This is the one that kills you, though, right there. That whiff coming underneath it. If he can just hold that for a second, there's nowhere to go other than that. All right. So now you're once again in that same personnel, but you're lined up compressed once again, just trying to force them to match to these different formations. And this is nicely set up because you're essentially setting up the quarterback coming out here. I don't know if this is a read. Yeah, I think that's a read all the way. He sees that. So that's a give read. And on this side, it's a pretty good combo there from Byers to get his hands on him here. But Pitt once again, they're just in the backfield. They're so aggressive, and it's their backers here that manage. He scrapes across. He's not distracted at all by the quarterback here. And they keep the numbers to the field. Not sure. Oh, okay. So he gets tripped up by the leg of his tackle here. As much as this, honestly, I said this was a good read. I don't think it actually is. So he's looking here. The issue, though, what I should have thought about is pre-snap. So pre-snap, you've got this. Really, pre-snap, you've got your read here, and then you've got your run here. And what you should be looking at is numbers. So your numbers on that side, they're outnumbered. This has got to be a pull just based on pre-snap. So you pull this, and if he jumps down at you now, you get this to him on the edge right now. The issue is they've got an extra guy. Yeah. Because you got 1, 2, 3, 4 for 1, 2, 3. You're outnumbered over here. This has got to get pulled. It's got to go right there. So essentially you pull this, force him to come up to you, hit it out here, and then it's just a matter of, do you get that block to get that in there, or if he tries to take him, then you just run. So yeah, this is not really on Benson. Like to see him keep his feet just a little better, but they're just outnumbered at the point of attack there. This is good by Pitt. I think, like I said, I think that's a misread. All right. 1st and 10. So now you've uglied it up. You've got 2 drives where you're moving the football, wound up not scoring on either one. So Pitt getting exactly what they want out of this game. So again, Florida State really just starting to disrespect a little bit here in terms of how they're doing this. A little bit of bringing that safety down. And they're just flat out playing this true man here. I don't like... So the thing is, you can play man free and still banjo this, which is what I think you should do against this look. Because they kind of get crossed up there, and I don't want to see that happen. But where this really gets screwed up is because the back is coming out, and you've got backer that has to go with that back, that has to get transferred to Bethune. And honestly, Bethune's right there. That's just a really good throw and catch. You're going to lose on this once in a while. This is pretty good. Yeah. Tip your cap. That's good. Okay, 3rd and 10 again. This time, looks like you're just matching up. Is this matching man? Yeah, they're just... This is a man match with 2 extra rushers. So they're basically... This is man free. Interesting to play outside leverage from the field here. Not sure why you would do that. Really close to a great throw again. Undercut it a little bit, but it's not bad. So once again, going with this nub look to the boundary, orbit motion. Looks like he's reading something, but I don't think he is. Because of where his head is. If he's reading something, it's got to be here. Let's see if is he giving... Yeah, he's giving him a look. So that's the read. When he's coming out here with that orbit, then you hand that off. So pretty straightforward. And that's why right there. So this is CT. Really nice job by Maurice Smith and Byers here. Smith with a good kick out here. Byers gets on the backer, and you're here. And the reason you read this guy is if he's outside the hash, you're going to hit this right here. Nice run. Benson's getting healthier again. Starting to see that in this game. Okay, that compressed formation once again. They're really trying to use different personnel to get what they want, but here you've got 11 personnel, but lined up like they have been. It's Destin Hill here in the slot instead of Jaheim Bell. Here's your 3rd and 6 where Travis runs around a good bit. Or no, that's not the one. It's coming up. So once again, they're bringing 5. That's pretty good from the offensive line, honestly. I think you'd like to see Byers stay on this instead of coming off of it. Let the back come out to that. But Travis is in pretty good shape. It's just not comfortable. It's just not a good throw. So now you have a 3 and out after a turnover and a miss on downs. And this was just a mistake here by the player who doesn't seem to realize that it doesn't matter whether the ball touches. You don't slow down here. You just have to hit the ball to make sure that it does not cross that line of scrimmage in the air, or that goal line in the air. It's not a matter of pulling it back. You can't slow down there. You have to get to it before it crosses the line because it's just about crossing the plane. So this is true Wildcat here from Pitt. Technically, Wildcat is unbalanced with jet motion. They are in that. So, you hear people direct snap to a running back and they immediately scream, Wildcat! But it's not Wildcat. This is Wildcat, though. The unbalanced line with the jet motion and the direct snap to the back. So FSU, you can see, doesn't really move over much against the unbalanced, but they're over a little bit. I'm just curious, is he supposed to bump? It doesn't matter because just a good job by the backer, scraping all the way over, fighting through that block, works his way to it. Good physical play. Patrick Payton's got, 5 of these or 6 of these on the season? Man free again on 3rd and 12. Just zero respect for Pitt wide receivers. True man free, allowing them to... they're going man free with a whole player with a robber here. Is that... Yeah, your whole player's right here. He kind of gets in his own corner's way. They got to communicate a little better than that, but it's man free with a rat, actually. Safety was coming up in man coverage. Got away with a illegal contact there. So you're actually in a 3 backers situation. You got Graham on the field here as a 3rd backer. So you're no longer in your nickel because they brought in 2 tight ends. And now they're going with the same reduced split stuff you've done, but now you've matched and gone bigger personnel against it. And one of the reasons that you'll reduce is to try to get this sort of thing. And this is actually a Norvell favorite. This is a post-climb combination, so they Norvell. Getting that little post-climb. And the whole point here is against a quarters look, which FSU is going to match quarters on this. Quarter. Against a quarters look, if you can get that over the top and you can get this climb, that can get that safety to come down, and now you've got over the top against outside leverage. Normally you want him to bracket, and the way they're playing this, he really should just come across with that. You should exchange in terms of that. There's not another vertical over here, so just let him take it. Stay over the top. And I think they're expecting. I think he was expecting. Cypress was expecting for more help down the field here. Really nice throw. And now Cypress is in panic mode, but he does a great job here just fighting. Tell you what, you're not happy with the overall coverage, but you are really happy with the fight. To say, you know what, I'm not going to concede a touchdown, even down to the 1 yard line. And then this ball's dancing around there. And this is the most penal rule in football, where if you fumble on the 1 inch line and goes into the end zone and goes out of bounds or is recovered by something like that, goes out of bounds, the opposing team gets it. Nowhere else in football is it like that. And here, because he doesn't reestablish himself inbounds, it just counts as having gone out of bounds. And that's a touchback. In the field of play, he would have to jump in the field of play, reestablish himself, and then go down. But in the end zone, it's a touchback the whole way. All right, let's see. So you got Nice protection there. Really nice protection. And this is a hold here. Yeah, he's just getting held. What are they doing to that side? Yeah. It's two-man route the whole way. Yeah, it's good call. So this is that same RPO they ran earlier. And here, because of the numbers, you should have that. If he does hand this off, it's probably a gain either way. I think he actually misread that again. Just in the opposite direction. 3rd and 3 here. Toilet flushes, as I used to tell my quarterback, when the toilet flushes, you just throw it in right behind him. So they're just running basically a spacing concept. Normally, these two guys curl up together and you get a flat route. So you get 1, 2, 3. Travis identifies the 1 right away. That's fine. But they do a good job getting their hands up, get their hand on the football, and that's another stop. So FSU's actually played okay. And you know, up front, they've actually been pretty good against Pitt so far. Just haven't produced anything because they've, you know, not actually finished. They've just not finished drives and just little mistakes so far. So 4-man rush here. Boy, I tell you what, Fisk had a field day in this game. What a throw and catch. So that's Farmer. So Fisk is the designated rusher here. Farmer is trying. He just has to hold that double team as much as he can. What you're trying to do here is press the inside of the double team so that the guy that has the two-way go right here as a rusher is going to have a one-on-one. And Fisk flushes him, and then good job coming off the double to get in there. And I think he's just trying to get this out of bounds and just gets lucky. That's crazy. Third and 4. Really like the call here from Fuller. And they do a good job of disguising this. So you're lined up actually with the 3 to the field, which you don't do a bunch, and that probably should signal to the offense that since you're not in a bench front, that there's probably something coming into this B gap. And they're actually bringing 2. So they're wanting to hit that A gap. They're going to come to that A gap, and then they're going to hit up behind that. And this is just a total mistake by the offensive lineman because you're going to have the center go with the 1. Let's see. You're going to have the guard go with the 1, and then the tackle, he's normally going to be on here, and that's going to give you a one-on-one with the back, but the back is releasing. He's going to go with the back. Tackle should just stick. That should be dead right there, but then that gives you that. They didn't even need it. This is just a bust from Pitt. It's a really good throw in that scenario, but nicely played. Okay, you got 11 personnel again. They went more 11 in this game, than I expected, especially given the lack of the other 2 receivers. So this is 3rd and 9. So this is just a sail concept here. I'm not sure they really have anything here because he's just sitting on it. He's happy to just sit out here in the flat. And if you're going to complete this is dangerous because he's going to try to undercut anything you throw out here. if you're going to complete this, you have to complete it way up here and out. That's a good throwaway, actually. Just live to see another play. Finish the drive with a kick. You're not out of the game. Okay, what are they in here? Is this duo? Yeah, it looks like duo to me. Because you're getting turned back from the guard here. Center. So you're getting the two doubles at the point of attack on the defensive tackles. You're going to kick him out. And now it's just about where the backer goes. So if he comes out here, you're going to hit it in the gut. If he hits here, then you're going to try to cut that back right there. So I think just Deloach is wrong here. I think he needs to be sort of playing this both ways, and he just guesses wrong a little too early. I think both backers actually kind of misplay this a little bit. Do a good job on those double teams, since that's not bad. Now they're play actioning out of that same look. So the same basic action. Really nice by the tight end to be able to keep this from being a run through. Quarterback finds a way to fade back, throw across the field, and he's getting a nice matchup here. So how did they do this? So it looks like another post climb concept, and this time they're just hitting all the way across, throwing it across from the coverage instead of over the top. So the way this is going to work is you're going to get that post, but if the safety plays over the top like he should, then he's just going to keep carrying that to the sideline. And the quarterback waits on him and just throws him away from that outside leverage player, and he's playing over the top, so he's just going to work his way to the sideline. And you got the hands to the face there toward the end, so that puts him closer to the line, to the goal line. And this has been, I mean, this is tough. There's a big receiver. This is where, though, I've seen Green, if he's had a weakness the last couple of years, it's been on some of these against big receivers. He's done pretty well for the most part, but there's been a few where he's just gotten beat. But that's going to happen. That's, you tip your cap. Once again, nub to the field. Working his way across here. It wasn't nub. You got another guy out there. You just can't see him because they don't show the whole formation. So you got your jet. Now you're going to run outside zone. I think he actually should have pressed this a little bit. Didn't matter. It's not a bad run. It's nitpicking, if anything. That's really good from Jordan Travis. This is subtle movement in the pocket. It's a late blitz. They don't show it early. Biscuit's late and getting across. That's a tough block. Because they're bringing 6. And Travis just kind of dances out, finds the spot, and that's good play. So slot fade. It's basically fade smash. Where's he? Oh no, he's coming on a slant. So slot fade with a slant. Take it if you like the matchup. That's a phenomenal throw. Just put it right on him. Nice catch. Excellent throw. Touchdown. Go with that. So 3rd and 13, you're happy to force that ball out early. They're just running a sail. You just got to stick with it, play over the top enough, get him to go out of bounds before they're in position to go for it. What was this? I don't remember. Oh, yeah, this is the personal foul call. Thought that was a cheapie. From this point forward, Florida State basically just dominated Pitt defensively. And you can see they're wrecking shop up front. Look at where the line of scrimmage goes. Right back. My goodness, is that Verse? Yeah, that's Verse at the top. And that is absolutely dominant right here. Watch what happens in that matchup. Oh my goodness. Offensive tackle takes contact, goes back about 1.5 yards, and Verse keeps that outside arm free. And then from that, you get the speed from Deloach working his way here over the top. And there's nowhere to go there. Those guys were dominant up front, and there was holding on that too. In position for a potential pick there. And like I said, Pitt's got nothing from here. So Travis throwing a little jump pass there. Gets it out. So you get still pulling down on the ball too much, but then Morlock, despite the super tight camera angles, you can see. Tell you what, he's been a better player in the passing game than really I thought he would be in terms of evaluation. I think I underevaluated him a little bit. Underestimated him. Okay, so this one, you get to 3rd and 12. That should not have happened, but now you've got your one-on-one here. So they do the, okay, well, let's see if he can be do his Keon Coleman impression. The problem here is he just doesn't win and stay inside enough, and so that pushes that throw too far to the outside. Corner does a good job of just maintaining his leverage. He's got to threaten that inside leverage more initially so that he can get up the field on this line rather than getting squeezed out on that line. It's just not quite. You see, he's too happy to kind of attack outside. The mistake is he's fading too early. You see him taking that angle. That angle needs to be here, and you have to fight through the defender to maintain your spot with that much space left, and he just gets squeezed. Cannot let yourself get squeezed. Fitzgerald, all reliable now. It's a really good run here. But you see Florida State's not exactly concerned about the run. They are playing way back in the secondary. $18 seconds left. They're getting some throws. And there's just not much room for a lot. This could be better, though. This is just split zone. Yeah, it's just split zone with a little bit of help from the Twins up here because they're compressed. They're going to try to keep everything inside. That's going to need defensive back support. Because you're getting this blitz, that's the guy that has to get home, and it should be a tackle right there. Don't leave your feet. Finish the tackle, run through him. Don't leave your feet, and you're out of here right up front. Instead, you miss that tackle, turns into a 15, 16-yard gain. Can't miss the tackles. And I tell you what, this has been where Florida State's defense has been the weakest on the season. If you put Jamie Robinson on this defense, I think this defense might be the best in the country. But they've not been reliable tackling from the safeties. They've not been reliable enough from the safety position overall. Once again, that little blitz from the backer, just too much. Pitt's offensive line not picking that up at all. I don't know how this is not seen. Like, he's got to pick him up, but he's just quick enough to kind of give him a stutter and go. One of these guys, I mean, he's got to pick it up or he's got to pick it up. He's kind of working from here to there. He's got to pick this up the whole way. What is he thinking? Doing a good job of not telegraphing those blitzes these days. Something different from last year. They were not so good at that. 3rd and 21. And, oh, that's just beautiful from Fisk. A little push-pull. Is that his first sack from the season? He's gotten pressure, but, oh, that's just so nice. He's gotten a lot of pressure, but he's not gotten a bunch of sacks. All right. Yeah, I could do without Ja'Kai on punt return from here out. Just keep Keon back there and tell him to fair catch it. Once again, a little screen. This one is diagnosed better by Pitt. They're trying to give him eye candy here and eye candy here to work back to that. They want that pursuit and that pursuit so that they can get one guy on him, and now you've got a one on the safety here. But ultimately the backers stay with, and I think he's one-on-one there. I think that's his man. So good job by the backer. Nice job overall by Pitt. And that one's one I think hurt a little bit. And I thought Jordan got banged up a little bit in the second half here. He's got to be aware of the pressure behind him. This is one where you just got to get rid of it, son. That ball came out too. I didn't realize that on first watch. Daniel Lyons got a decent amount of play in this game and actually didn't look bad. Gained a little bit of weight and he's ready to roll. But you see him here in the backfield. It's not too bad. Verse once again and sort of laid out, hurt himself a little bit, knocked the wind out of himself. Okay, so now you're getting, it's just counter. And once again, the issue, they're just fighting over these blocks. So a 6-man box, and he ends up just coming free. I think you gotta. The assignments are wrong here because of the blitz. They're pressing this so hard that he's actually got to be. You got to let him go and let him get blocked, and you got to work your way back to the blitz. But the blitzers are coming free because as soon as they see those, and I think, is this a pull? Yeah, this is a blitz the whole way. I was going to say as soon as they see those pullers, but they're going already. 2nd and 13. That's nice. Nice job of blocking in front. Nice throw to split the coverage underneath. Once again, and this is where they started to find their stride just a little bit, because now they're starting to play action this a little bit and RPO this, and you're going to see here, this is just really good throw, confident throw down the middle. This is an RPO, so he's looking here. They're returning to some of the stuff they had success with early. Take that all day, and only thing you have to worry about, so there's your adjuster. Only thing you have to worry about here is him coming underneath and robbing it, because you've got this. He may track across a little bit and try to rob that. So you've got to get your eyes right here. He comes up and you're going to throw this, but you have to get your eyes here to make sure. Yeah, and he got his eyes to him, so he knows that's going to be open. Nice job by a veteran quarterback. Really nice throw. So right here, watch this. So he sees the adjuster. This is a great view. He sees the adjuster. He knows now it's pull read. Now I've got to get my eyes over to that backside guy to make sure he's not going to rob me. See him checking him? That's just beautiful. That is really, really good from Jordan Travis. You see the eyes are right where they need to be. Now put the ball right on the spot. And good extension, but still pulling down on the ball too much. That's going to hurt velocity and accuracy in the long haul. Like to see him out, not down a little bit more, but overall pretty good. The idea that you create velocity or spiral by pulling down on it, or that you bring the ball down by pulling the ball down on it, or by pulling down on it, that you keep it from sailing, is actually the opposite. But I digress. But either way, really good throw, good eyes from Travis. And here this is interference. So at this point, they're just taking advantage of some of these matchups on the inside. They know those backers can't cover their guys. And then while they're in the replay, they do fight song. And you can see this. This is dirty. Just basics here. So pretty simple. They go tempo, and on tempo they switch. There's your tight end, there's your tackle, and they line up your other tackle out here. So this is where you would expect Marquiston Douglas. Marquiston Douglas is also almost the same size as a tackle, so it doesn't look different. And you've gone with some unbalanced stuff already, but you come out quickly in tempo to this, and they match up as though these three guys are what they're worried about. He's ineligible. He's eligible. Straight up the field. Against a split safety look. There's nobody there. Backer has no idea that he's eligible. And again, this is dirty just because they're doing this on tempo as well. It's just, they knew they needed a score there and pulled that one out to break this game open. And I think they knew at this point, if they got to 17 points, Pitt wasn't going to be able to come back. And now you see the defense is going to come downhill. They're going to have some opportunities. Another really nice throw by the quarterback. Actually was impressed by Pitt's quarterback on a lot of things. He's young, but he's got a chance. Didn't have a ton of talent around him. It's another absolutely fabulous throw from Jordan Travis. You cannot throw that any better. So here you're going to have that's zone, but they're doing a nice job working this combo up to the backer. And by doing that, working up to the backer, as soon as he's able to get control, now you've got the seam. They've been coming down hard on counter, on anything with pullers. So they just go straight at him. And, well, Benson's pretty fast. Not going to catch that guy. He looks pretty spry, pretty healthy right now. And there you go. That's ball game. Not going to spend any more time on the defense. They just dominated from this point forward. Again, very willing to bring the pressure in the second half in this game. Handled their business. Where I want to go. Oh, that's also another interception for Hussey. This could have potentially turned into a touchdown, and he knew it. You could see him try to take off there, and the field just was not in his favor. But he's got a chance to be something really special. Some guys are turnover magnets, and he seems to be one of them. This is special from Travis. I mean, a lot of guys do not get away from this pressure at all. A lot of guys just give up and throw this out of bounds. He recognizes that if he can get clear here, he's got a guy sitting there. And the great thing here is he doesn't just throw across his body going out of bounds. He turns his hips and redirects his throw power and is able to get velocity on that. And actually gets good extension through this one, which is why that gets there. And you can see Destin Hill is not fully healthy yet. That ankle's still a factor, but he's going to be a player. You can see right there, he's still limping a little bit as he comes back. And I think this is where Jordan Travis got dinged up a little bit. I don't think it's ankle or anything. I think he just came down hard on that left knee right there, and then the right knee. I think that's one that hurts pretty good. I don't like this call in this situation. You're kind of dominating across the board. So move on to the next offensive series. There's one more hit that Travis took that I think you got to love, or you've got to hate, that is. You can't love. And man, Hussey just is a magnet for turnovers. This guy needs to play more because he comes in, plays physical, generates turnovers in the right spots, finds ways to just be physical. And from here, it's just run the clock out. So won't spend any more time on this, but overall, solid win from Florida State. And, I think in general, handled Pitt up front. That's one of the really good signs out of this game is that I thought Florida State, especially in the passing game, handled Pitt. Pitt's not great up front this year, not like they have been at different points, but you still have to come out and block them. And they blocked them pretty well on the day, both running and passing. And I thought it was a pretty good scheme overall. They just didn't generate a bunch of points because just a few missed opportunities, a few things that kind of fell through. And they've got to get better at finishing. But all in all, pretty good and dominant defensively, minus the one really long play. Excellent defensive performance from that group. So we'll go ahead and wrap there. This has been another Unconquered Film Session. Thanks for watching, listening, doing whatever you're doing.